Hi, it's Bruce Linton from the Father's Forum with a little something about Father's Day 2020 in a very challenging time, the year of the pandemic. So, a few words about how we might think about fatherhood at this time, which, first and foremost, I think, regardless of what age your children are, having a sense that whatever comes your direction, what I call being a good curveball hitter, you'll find a way to work things out, presents our children and our families with a sense of hope. And I think we as dads carry that. It's not that moms don't too, or any member of the family, but I think something is particularly important in the world we live in for us as fathers to feel like, hey, whatever comes our way, we can work it out. And that sort of carries through um, in all the things we do with our children and our families. And of course, the greatest beneficiary of that is ourselves, just finding a way to live sanely in a pretty crazy time. Okay, now a few things about being a dad for this year. Um, I've talked about this before, and I think it's kind of the most salient, most important aspect of fatherhood is we really learn more from our children than they learn from us. And I'm not saying we don't make contributions to their lives, which we certainly do in a variety of ways, and all of us in different ways have unique qualities that influence, encourage, and stimulate our children going into the future. But I think they teach us patience and they teach us to be present in the moment. And really, there is not much else than that. We can regret or worry or reflect on the past, and we can look to the future um, with some amount of trepidation or hope, as we just talked about. But really, it's what's happening right now in the moment. And, if any of you have practiced meditation at all, that's kind of about what it's kind of all about, living in the moment. And being with our children brings us into that moment by being patient, having enough. And I'm not saying that that's something that we do easily. Being impatient is the way we learn to be patient. And we just keep trying to expand the sense of the patience over time. And that's kind of also what you find with meditation over time, too. As you get practice meditation more and more and more, you do find there is a sense of calm that begins to permeate your life after many, 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 many sessions of sitting with frustration and aggravation and, as I call it, ants in your pants. Anyway, um, and so that presence and that patience is a great gift that our children give us, and the growing sense of the patience that we're developing is a great gift for our children. And finally, the sense that we care about our children in a way that teaches us about empathy, that we begin to care for someone more than ourselves and we begin to understand what it's like for them. And that's the difference between sympathy and empathy. Sympathy is, oh, I know what that's like because that's something I've been through myself. So I relate my experience to the experience of our children, our friends, our wives, whoever the other person is. But our experience is not what other people experience. Each person's experience is unique. So when we kind of really listen, we hear what it's like for them, what they feel like, what they're thinking, and connecting with that, even though it may be different than our experience, is what empathy is, and being able to appreciate that from their perspective. That's the empathetic connection. And that's part of the big journey that fatherhood takes us on. How do we become a more empathetic person? And then that expands greater as we're able to hear our children and our wives, our connections with our family. We're really able to hear other people's experience. It really creates a new way to be in the world. We're not always trying to say, well, it was like this for me, so it must be like that for you. Or if it wasn't that way for you, it should be that way for you. It takes a lot of the resistance and a lot of the tension of pushing up against life with our sympathetic view and opens us up to a more empathetic understanding. Okay, well, I'm wishing everybody a good Father's Day, which is next month. And I'd like to remind some of you who might be listening who are new dads, I do have a virtual new fathers group at the Fathers Forum. If you want to visit the website, there's some information there. And feel free to contact me about that. But going into this year 2020, Father's Day next month in June, good luck to everybody. Wishing you all well. Take good care now. Bye for now.